morning, my friends. Good morning, and welcome back to episode 2 of URU Complete Chronicles. Let's get out of the way of this incredibly loud machine whilst we quickly do our introduction. Hopefully that's a little bit more reasonable on the volume. I hope you guys have had a great week. In the chat, we have got Shroomfi, good morning to you. We've got Miso Lagoa, I would pronounce that as. First time chatter, welcome to the chat, 1 AM for you. We've got Dodo7Joe, of course, good morning to you. Pack NW Fallstar. This is the only Myst game I have yet to play at the time the full 3D and online functionality felt like trend chasing. Do you know what? It does look nicer than I was expecting it to be. It's got good Morrowind vibes. Okay, last time out, we went into the Cleft. We went to the hub world, which apparently is called Relto, according to our resident lore experts. And we've made our way into this first stage. We just picked one at random. It's the one with mushrooms. Excellent. And we're going to be exploring. This area. Very quick channel update for all of you guys, because we've got some awesome new games that are going to be starting. Right. So obviously, this game URU, we just started this last weekend. But we've got a whole host of new games being started over the next couple of weeks. Somehow all the schedules, all the stars have aligned so that all the schedules have come up at the same time. So tomorrow in stream, we're going to be finishing off the last episode of The Night is Grey, and we're going to be making a start on Animal Well, which I'm really looking forward to. I know nothing about it except that everyone on the Outer Wilds subreddit has been going, play Animal Well, play Animal Well, play Animal Well. So it's probably quite good, I guess. And it appeals to people who like Outer Wilds. So, I mean, maybe it will be pretty good. So that's going to be tomorrow. This week, on Tuesday, is going to be the last episode of Haven Moon. And so we're starting Eastshade in Tuesday next week. Eastshade is a brilliantly cozy game about being a travelling artist looking at all the sights around the island of Eastshade. Really cozy vibes, absolutely loving that so far. Thursday is also going to be the last episode of Siberia, and so we're going to be starting Rem the following Thursday, Rem being the similarly 90s Myst-like, very much the same genre as Myst. And on top of all of that, the last episode of Hollow Knight's going to be next weekend as well. So we're going to be starting The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker in the weekend slot. So lots of awesome new games to be looking forward to in June. Okay, so this bucket has just... dropped us off here. The fan dried us off. You mean they've been saying play Animal Well for about 100 hours? Oh shoot, is it a long game? Well, I mean, the Monday stream is 2.5 hours, so we can play a longer game on the Monday stream. What is the yellow button? Is it just me that thinks this looks like a vice? Like, this looks like something that crushes things? I don't know. It sounded like it did something. Do you know what Misologa or Miso Lagoa? I might need some advice on how you would like that pronounced, but I actually really agree with you about the loneliness of the environments being a really key aspect to the vibe of the Myst games. Oh, Because I remember when we were playing Siberia, one of the things I found a little odd about Siberia was the fact that... this is recycle and this is just one way, is it? Was that there were loads of people around to talk to. And that just seems like a really odd thing, you know? Oh! We definitely did something. We closed the door. Okay, let's fiddle around with that some more in a minute. We've got to remember not to lose sight of our actual goal, which is, of course, to find red page... No, wait. No, our goal is to find washcloths. Washcloths with handprints on them. There's one. Excited for Rem. Excellent. I'm glad. I'm kind of excited for Rem. Like, I've not started playing it yet. I started with Eastshade, so I've just recorded episode 2 of Eastshade yesterday. Because I like to try and get these games like a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, just so that I'm not like in a rush to be doing them every week. But I've not started Rem yet. I've installed it and I've checked that it's working. That's looking down to where we hopped onto the device. It was always a real struggle for MMOs to give everyone the same main character energy as well. Like, one of the big problems with games like, you know, Final Fantasy XI was that if you're going to make everyone the saviour of the world, then, like, no one is. Okay. I tell you what, it's... Oh, hang on, there's a pedal here, is there? Is that a pedal? It is a pedal. Dark game, isn't it? Ah, that's the brake. That's the brake. Right, we should be able to. Oh, this calls the lift. That is the lift. Oh, is this going to be... Ah, is this floor blue and floor orange is where we entered from, right? This is going to be shortcut unlocked, I think. You never finished Siberia for that reason. Siberia was an interesting one. So, I mean, obviously, yeah, last episode is coming out this week, but I'll give you some of my thoughts on it here, briefly. It's very, very well written. I think... Ah, we can now open it! For some reason. Maybe that was to do with the control panel we were fiddling with? Maybe. Okay. It's very, very well written. Kate Walker is maybe one of the best female protagonists I think I've ever played the story of, right? We need to drain this water somehow. Our character doesn't like getting anything more than their feet wet. I think the way that she goes on this journey of discovery, she kind of goes on this journey where she is casting off the trappings of her comfortable New York life, and I'm assuming this is not going to do anything, because I think this is floor yellow and floor blue. Oh no, wait, that also has a blue button. Interesting, so maybe there is another floor up the top. Maybe it's just down and up. she's casting off the trappings of this comfortable New York life and going on this grand adventure. But the way the other characters interact with her changes over the course of the game as she develops, as her character develops, you know, as she gains more confidence and more boldness with what it is she's trying to achieve. And I think it's a really good arc. And it really helps that, like, she has a thoroughly unlikable boyfriend and a thoroughly unlikable mother, and at the start of the game you're literally like, why are you taking this nonsense from these people? These people clearly don't care about you. And then at the end of the game, she's kind of gone through this journey and so forth. So I think it's really, really well written. The puzzles are not super duper my cup of tea, because a lot of the puzzles revolve around you doing the correct dialogue trees with the right people in a particular order. What are these lights doing? Oh no, these are literally turning the lights on. Oh, excellent. Do you think that will help actually illuminate the room a little better? Yeah, not really. Do we have a path over here? No, it's obscured by a mushroom. So yeah, so overall I'd say it's worth a play, but it's definitely a very different vibe, right? It's a lot more like yeah, I don't know. It has it's like a really serious Monkey Island, right? It's more like it's like a traditional point and click adventure game where you're picking up items and you're using items as part of the puzzle solving. Now if we keep that going with the door closed, does that not... We're going to bump into the door? No, okay. I think working out how this works is going to be an important aspect of this. Okay, you can't lock that back. So that's the hatch at the bottom. So it's got the little light here. What? There must be a long lag between input and effect here. We're here to solve the Deni laundry crisis. Oh, Zen vibes. Yeah, from Half-Life. Yeah, I'd agree with that. The connections with some things aren't too clear here. Wet ankles challenge, impossible. She certainly grows in the game, but you can feel that it's old in the puzzle department. Yeah. Wonder if anyone has played any of the Wadjet Eye games. Pretty decent point and clicks with good art direction. I am not sure I'm familiar with the games that they've done, to be honest. But I'm pretty new to the genre, in honesty. Like, we've only really been playing these games for like a year. There's a lot of back catalogue that I've never played. Okay. If you pull that down, then that starts moving. That's what that indicates. This is the power at the bottom, right? Because look, it's a giant cog and it's got 3 lines going out of it. So that's like the power generation. Pulling that doesn't seem to do much on its own. If you flip that to just, rather than the recycle, it's just the one way and you pull that, I think that's going to close the doors. Okay. So I think we've got a behavior. Right, those are your lights. Do your lights do very much? Not very much. The fact that we've unlocked a shortcut can't be taken for granted, right? Because it means that we now have a way of getting down and back up again without necessarily needing the cable car. We probably do still need the power, though. Is there anything further up? There is something further up. Yeah, you can't trick me now. You gotta check all the floors of the elevator. Strangeland and Techno Babylon and Primordia. These are all games that I've literally never heard of. Ah, we have the music. Here we go, another tea towel. Okay, question for my transatlantic friends. Is tea towel the word? What do you guys use to dry your dishes? Okay, so we've got a picture of someone. We can sit at the desk. Let's have a little look. Oh, we sit at the desk with our arms folded like this. A dish rag. Whoa, that sounds like a really like it's dirty, you know, like a rag. I think something really tatty. This is from the United States. Business reply mail. Warranty registration department. Fryman Aquatics and Supply. Douglas Sharper. Interesting. So we've got a thing on a pulley and it's right at the bottom there. Is that a set of numbers? Kind of does look like a set of numbers, doesn't it? My Rivenese numbers are, or my Deni numbers are a little bit rusty. I think that'll be like a 1, and that'll be like a no, like a 7 or something, I think. You leave them in the dish drainer to air dry. Douglas Sharper. Important for the Myst lore. It's an 8. Okay, okay. That is definitely so. Right, we're going to need to brush up on our numbers, aren't we? So, so let's go and get our. So let's go and get our notebook here. Yeah, it's notebook time. Right, first things first. We'll grab a screenshot of this. Put that up there. And last time out, where we went and found the numbers, here's Riven. Right, there's Riven there. So let's grab a print screen of that, because there's that's our numbers guide. So we're up here, we're up here. Put that down there. So what we've got is we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. And I think that should be enough for us to... I don't think we need to fill out the whole grid. So, looking at this one then, we've got ourselves a... two up here. That's going to be a 6. This one is a 3. Of course, the famous Riven 5. There's a 1. That one would be a 6. No, that's a 7. Should have guessed that because I've already literally used 6. And that one's a 4. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lovely. You like that non-physics screenshot? The non-physics screenshot? I'm not sure. It could have been anything that flashed past. Fryman Safe Haven series. Okay, this is the prison that's on the opposite wall. Oh, it's a safe. Right, cool. Aquatics and supply. Thank you for your purchase of the Fryman Safe Haven 3. As with all our aquariums, the Safe Haven models come with 1 year unlimited warranty. In order to take full advantage of the Fryman guarantee, please fill out the registration card you receive in your aquarium. As is in the safe, for Safe Haven 2 models, the lower portion of the tank is accessed via the safe button. This safe button is located directly above the patented central feeding hole on the back side of the aquarium. For Safe Haven 3 and 4 models, the safe button is built into the light on-off switch. Simply press the light switch for longer than 3 seconds and the lower portion of the tank will open. Safe Haven 4 model owners will also be required to enter a combination in order to open the safe portion of the tank after the lower portion has been raised. The combination from the factory is the last 6 digits of your registration number. Of course, the combination can be changed at any time by following the instructions on the separate insert entitled Changing Your Safe's Combination. Oh, wow. Okay. So we've got some security by obscurity, but then some actual security going into this. Which model number is it, do we think? We've got some more pictures of the wildlife here. Can't quite read the writing, but yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, here's the safe haven, and there's the registration number 123207. 123207 is the one to try. Oh no, you gotta press it for 3 seconds, don't you? There we go. Wait a minute. It just opened and there's a linking book in here. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, the log in front of the combination. Yeah, that was classic. That looks like something to take a picture of, doesn't it? Well, I mean, I probably shouldn't overthink it. I think we just use the, I think we're probably just going to use that linking book, right? Let's have a little look out of the periscope here. Not really much to see. Okay. DRC. Someone who's got a book stamp. Huh. Yeah, so we've got some paintings of the age. That looks like it's going to take us straight back to the room with the aquarium. So there we go. That's a particularly flat-looking skybox this time, isn't it? What have we got here? Oh, shoot. We have a linking tapestry. Where's that going to go? I wasn't expecting that to kick us out somewhere. Hang on. Right, this is the other side of that barrier. Well, we're just like in the middle of nowhere here. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the linking book that we linked to under the aquarium sends us to a different age. And now we've been sent back to this age. That's what I would assume. Because the skybox didn't quite look like this age. Well, I'm really not sure what to do from here. I mean, we have a jump button, don't we? But I think that's going to be pretty useless here. I don't think I'm missing anything on the floor. There's very little to do here. Okay, I think we're going to go back and we're going to go back and we're going to read the what's in the on that desk there. It's like an observation platform. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, here we go. The Relto book aside, linking books aren't supposed to work that way. Oh yes, the Relto book can link to itself, can't it? I do like the fact that our linking book links us to the last, yeah, no, wait, hang on, yeah. So that linking book is a traditional linking book, and you can put yourself on the panel, or you have a little strip of tapestry. And if you touch the tapestry, you come back to the last tapestry that you touched. Weird. This is like law breaking all over the place. Yeah, so I would assume that where we are is a different age right now. Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it does look similar, doesn't it? There's something really big off in the distance over there, isn't it? Okay. This is a very impressive looking desk. Who's in the picture? Very unclear. It was a linking stone, similar to the one in Riven when you're in the prison. Right. Any guesses where I am? Well, I mean, it looks like Ghehn's dodgy age with the mountains on top of other mountains, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. Dr. Watson, big problems. The house on Nolaben is not empty. I met someone there today. My Deni isn't great, but I spoke with him for a while. Yeah, he's Deni, and as we figured, he knows a lot about the creatures, a whole lot. We need a meeting ASAP from Marie. Douglas Sharper, 04. Though seeing the Patriots go to another Super Bowl land definitely... What? Super Bowl land? Oh, that's an open bracket. I was thinking like, Super Bowl land? What? It's an audiobook episode. Okay. Though seeing the Patriots go to another Super Bowl and hopefully win is obviously on my mind, compared to what I've returned to here in Deni, what happened? Oh, is this Deni? Wait, hang on. Pause. We're pausing the reading episode for the moment. This could be Deni, couldn't it? The book describes Deni as being on an orange lake. And this definitely could be underground. Oh, we're here, guys. We're here. Let's check out some of this other stuff first, then. What? I mean, there's a lot of information on this, but is this a map of Deni? Could be. Okay, we've got a second book here. Fine. Okay. But Mr. Douglas Sharper, he's not Deni. He's human. He's from Earth. We went over this map a lot in URU Live. Okay. Oh, this other one's the first one, is it? Okay, let's check this one first. Oh, yes. That's 97. 97, and this one starts in 2004. Okay. So, starting in 97. Looks like they've agreed to let me take control of Teladan. Time to start a journal officially. I mean, it's going to be a requirement of, well, is Atrus even still in charge? If Yisha's an adult now, Atrus might well be very old by now. Okay. But, you know, anyone who's in charge of anything in the Myst universe has to have a journal. Maybe not. Kodama popped in, going on about his inspections in his usual arrogant manner. What a joke. Now it's Watson's turn. Acted as though he was chatting, but I could tell he was looking all over, checking on my progress on maybe making sure I can be trusted. I'll just get used to it. Time to move forward. DRC isn't going to change anytime soon. Merry Christmas. Going up for a few months. Can't take this red tape anymore. By going up, I assume he means from Deni back to the surface. Yay for Broncos. Patriots should have been there. Stupid Steelers. Okay, maybe Teladan will help me forget all of this. Looks like I'm going to need Watson after all. I found all kinds of journals and notes upstairs that I'm going to need translated. I think Watson's going to let one of his assistants help me out. Sam is not the fastest translator I've ever seen. I don't think he's even started Kadama. Come by again today. Spotted something today. Creature of some kind. Forgot the history of this place for now. No, forget the history of this place for now. I've got to see that thing again. Saw her again. Wow, what a beauty. She's very sensitive to sound. Startles like an antelope. I'm estimating she's a good 40 feet. Killer whale type. Hard to tell though. You did not expect a Steelers diss in a Myst game. My knowledge of American football lore is pretty ropey. So being a Steeler, the Broncos are the Steelers, are they? Is that something that's commonly known of the Broncos? No sign of her in this area at least. Sam said he's going to have some time next week. At this rate. She showed up again. I saw her eating. She likes the flappers, feeds them plenty. Pretty quick and agile for her size. Surprised me. Of course, those flappers aren't real bright. Those who weren't eaten went right back to the spot and waited for her to show up again. Looks like this place was written in 8990 for a Deni Lord Guild of Caterers. 250th birthday present. If I'm ever 250, someone better give me something better than this place. Oh, Steelers and Broncos are two different teams, is it? Okay. Sam is busy again. Did get me some more translations, though seems like the mushrooms were used for some kind of delicacy. To be honest, I'm not sure Sam got that one right. Doesn't make a lot of sense, not with what I'm seeing. Watson told me Sam is too busy to help me. I'm going to have to learn this language myself or find someone who can actually help me. Watched her for a while today. Definitely feeds on the flappers close to the shore. Also feeds on mushrooms. Does she ever feed on mushrooms? Watched her completely destroy one today. Brought the whole thing down and fed for some time until... Oh, that's more like, does she ever feed on mushrooms? Watched her completely destroy one today, brought the whole thing down, and fed for some time until scared off by something. Mushroom is gone, probably sank. Kadama came by again today, and I was glad the girl wasn't around. Last thing I need. 1. The flappers like the spores. 2. The creatures like the flappers. She's scared to death of loud sounds. If I get this equipment running, she's gone. Heading up in a week, going to try and get this gate down before I go. See if she'll come in while I'm gone. 3 mushrooms were down. Seems all of them were a particular kind. She was in the lagoon. I could have taken her out, but not yet. DRC would have a fit. Probably kick me out of or something. She's definitely an air breather. Could hear her today, sleeping on the surface. Kadama followed me here and scared the heck out of her. She woke and shot out of here fast. Kadama never saw her. Apparently some new guy is learning Deni and wants to work with me. We'll see. There are quite a few new people coming down. A group from some game company was recently here, and there was quite a stir. I met a few of them. Nice guys. I wonder which game company that was. Haven't seen her for a full month. I'm going to start working on the equipment here. Can't wait forever, and the DRC is getting on me, as though they own the place. The tower is almost working, needs some tools from the surface. No sign of Shroomy. Is that the inspiration for your name, Shroomfee? Surely not. That must be a coincidence, right? Maybe not. Met the new guy, Nick. Nice guy. This might be real good. Smart guy. Picking up Deni fast. He's going to keep at it, but I gave him some material to study in the meantime. Quick trip up and back down. Tower is working. Nick dropped off some translation and it all matches the old stuff. He's working on new material now. Tower is powered and more projects. These buckets are a mess, so is the elevator. I've found some kind of pump mechanism to get the water out. I think all of it will have to wait. I'm heading back up for holidays at the end of season. Tickets to Monday night's game against Miami. Patriots still in the playoff. Hint. It's coincidence, but you totally accept the similarity. Patriots out, back down. Nick is more than I could have hoped for. Seems for keeping the translation out of DRC's hands has been some bad experiences with Kadama and Engberg. And in my camp now. Perfect. Oh, Hunt. Right. Still in the playoff hunt. Apparently, that's a name. Hinahash? Maybe. Apparently Hinahash only owned the age for 10 years. At his death, Teladan was left to the Guild of Caterers, who installed the equipment that I'm working on today. Some of the translation has actually been rather helpful. I think I can get the pump working. Was never meant for water, but I think it would pump out the water. Oh, interesting. So Teladan is the name of the age that we were on, the one with all of the mushrooms, and it was written for the Guild of Caterers, presumably like as a mushroom farm, I guess. I mean, the Deni were pretty out there, right? I'm just going to write an entire age for a mushroom farm. Hey, we got Whalestalk in the chat. Good to see you. Happy Sunday morning. Nick says there is quite a bit about a guild captain Ventus who ran the age for quite a few years and directed the industrialization of the place. Did quite a job apparently, although Nick is still reading signs of Shroomy. But I haven't seen her for a long time and I'm not going to stop working on the equipment now. Apparently no mention of her in the stuff Nick is reading. Pump works, although I'm keeping the water there. Nice form of protection to the other side. At least until I discover what it was used for. That's Nick's job now. I have my ideas though. Seems as though Ventus installed the gate to keep Shroomy out of here. Didn't like her eating his mushrooms. Good idea. Ventus maybe wasn't so grateful after all. Ruined the place. Turned it into what we see now. Explains the differences in early descriptions to the later ones. Seems the age was auctioned off, and that's all of the official records. Nick can share those with the DRC, I don't mind. Showed Nick some of the manuscripts I've kept hidden. I'm quite sure I can trust him. He's given the official report to Watson and the others, and is willing to do these extra translations on the side. Good man. Watson, Kadama, and Sutherland came by today. It was pre-arranged, so they didn't see anything they didn't need to. They seem satisfied with the work I'm doing, although the fact they continue to check on me still drives me mad. They say they want the age ready for visitors relatively soon. For visitors? I didn't realise that anyone and everyone would be allowed to access the place, but why not? I suppose I still have my areas. This is crazy, right? So DRC seems to be like a company, right? Is this basically Myst meets Jurassic Park? Is DRC InGen in this case? And they're taking the Deni and and opening it up to tourists. Oh, the DRC is the Deni Restoration Council. Blimey. I mean, it sounds by this gentleman's account that, you know, they've come to work doing really cool stuff with the art, and it turns out to just be bureaucracy from start to finish. I mean, like, I'm sure that when this person felt drawn to the cleft for the first time, they thought they were going on a grand adventure. Turns out they still need to file their reports on time. Big argument today with Watson. Upset I didn't share with him all that Nick had translated. Miscommunication, although I'm happy Nick has kept his mouth closed regarding the other. Regardless, I can't take their nitpicking. I'm heading to the surface for a long trip. Returning to Africa again with the fellows. Don't know when I'll be back here. Nick knows to keep things quiet. I've set things up for Shroomy to return. And I have plans to bring down some new items. Look forward to returning a long time from now. Sounds like a perfect description of what happened in live. Really? Oh no. Do you know what? Like, sometimes... has anyone here ever played EVE Online? Has anyone here played EVE Online? Anyone who I've ever heard try and describe to me EVE Online, it just sounds like having a second job. And I just do not see the appeal of it. But then again, I've never played it, so I shouldn't judge. But, yeah. URU takes the lore in a whole different direction and tells its own story with its own canon. They were right not to label Myst 5. It's URU 1. Okay. At the time, this was all very meta. Interesting. Well, I might need someone to explain to me in the Discord later how Complete Chronicles, the timeline of Complete Chronicles, interacted with the open beta for the online version of the game. Because I know that in the very early days, there were these grand plans that, like, I believe there was a plan, wasn't there, that individual players could write their own ages in the game, and I guess that would be a bit like a level editor, but I don't know. Yeah. Back to Teladan again. The surface trip triggered some ideas for here that I think I'll be exploring. Some talks with Engberg might be in order soon. Nick has gotten a load of translation done. I'm going to try and summarise as best I can if I can remember anything. Everything, rather. This place was owned by a fellow named Manasmo. The man apparently got the place cheap somewhere. He started the harvesting of spores again. It seems the age had corrected itself over time. Bread, apparently, they were making. The same delicacy Deni had raved about before made a decent amount of money. However, he was doing lots of stuff in the dark, slave trading. I'm sure Watson would have a fit if he knew this. His precious Deni. Where they were going, we can't find out, but it explains the cages and the whole backside of this place, really hiding from maintainers, I suppose. We found some more mention of Shroomy as well. Manasmo saw her pretty frequently. They even found her nest. I'm heading out tomorrow to see. As far as Shroomy herself, she has been here, but was not here when I arrived. Shroomy's managed to disappear and broke a walkway on the backside. Have to fix that now. That'll be where that barrier was. Fallstar was in the first iteration of URU Live along with a ton of other people. It was a game in itself, just trying to get onto the server. We need a Myst game where you can do that in a few years when the generation has advanced. I mean, you'd need a pretty good level editor, right? But I think it should be possible, right? I don't know. Like, at the very least, even if you don't have a level editor, right? You open up a mod pack to the modding community, and modders will, you know, and then it turns out the art is just being really good at programming. Oh, okay. Oh, it exists. People are making ages for the current version. Right, okay. From what you remember, you had online for a while and it was paid. Some periodic add-on ages were planned. The DLC you're going to play and included in the then named Complete Chronicles. When it went down a few years later, Cyan restored the server and players had permission to be DRC representatives and give you tours in-game. Oh. So it went down, DNC, right. So they had players role-playing as DRC representatives. That's interesting. Remains, yes, but she's obviously not been here for a long time. This place is much bigger than I thought, learned that today. The DRC is getting pretty serious about letting people down here. They have moved to the island and are trying to get portions of the city open for visitors. Moving headquarters to a building there as well, I suppose. I'm going to have to get serious about it as well. They're going to make me if I don't, so back to the equipment. Cars are giving me all kinds of trouble. So is this ridiculous elevator. I don't know why. I'm making a quick trip to the surface for parts. Back with parts, Nick has found out that slaves were going to a place called Rebek. Haven't heard of it myself. I'm going to ask Watson tomorrow. Watson has heard of it. Says they've been there. Asked how I knew, and I realised it was a mistake to ask about it. Told him Nick told me. Unfortunately, Nick told me later he had been doing some official translation for the age. Lucky me. Be more careful. Found a new book today. A very special book. Cars are working. Why they need to work, I don't know, but apparently the DRC wants this place restored to its original condition, so cars are working. Elevators work, finally. Nick tells me this Rebek age was amazing, but he was put off of it. Games with the slaves from here were played there. Hunting games of sorts. I'm not for hunting people, but the game does sound fun. That's a weird thing to say. Doubt Watson will want to approve that age too fast. DRC is planning on opening this place up in 2002. There, of course, haven't bothered to tell me, but regardless, it's true. Working on getting some lights going in here, I have a feeling inspections will be increasing. Watson informed me of the plans today. 2002 is the target. Thanks. Nick stopped by and got a little more information. Looks like there's some kind of weapon in our hands. At least it could be used as a weapon after the lights. Inspection planned for next month. So what's this? The age description can prompt you to feed into it like an image generator. I would say there were people close to the DRC, but not really representatives. Waitman says it was quite cool. To me, it was a new online experience, that type of roleplay, especially in a puzzle game. Is Dodo a Mysterium attender? Unfortunately never had the chance, but been playing URU since prologue. Lights are functioning. Cars, doors, elevators. Not sure what else they'll want, but I'm sure they'll come up with something. Well, stupid me. I have an entire list of items that need to be accomplished for this place to be safe. I won't be taking any more ages after this one. Maybe a city location. I can't take this. Shroomy is back. Watched her all day out of the blue. I think she's starting to like me. This could be good. I'll give up working for a short while. I mean, in terms of making this place safe, you know, adding guardrails and stuff is not a bad idea. She's nervous, but coming back daily. I keep the gate down. She's trapped. Got the gate up with her inside, eating flappers. Set her off. Pretty obvious she can be a nasty girl if she wants. But still, I'll have a shot, and I need to do it before Kadama shows up. Got her. Time for a surface trip with the important parts. I'll sink the rest. What? Did he kill Shroomy? Wooden walkways are fixed. This is like a month and a half later. Wooden walkways are fixed. Rails are up amongst other things on the list of DRC requests. If this place isn't safe, I don't know what is. Inspection tomorrow. Nick has dropped off some more translations. Seems as though a major inspection into the illegal activities was going on immediately before the fall. Doesn't look like they found anything. What illegal activities? Wait a minute. Was slave trading illegal in the Deni culture? I wasn't sure on that front. They definitely had a caste system, because in the Book of Atrus they have a big thing about the fact that certain guild members are only allowed to live in certain parts of the town. But that is the explanation that Gehn gives us in the story, and he's not exactly a reliable narrator. So, who knows, right? You always wanted, but always going to Europe. Ah, yes. Well, Mysterium, I guess, is going to be... it's always going to be based in the States, I would assume, isn't it? But, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a pretty niche convention. I mean, what's the average attendance at something like Mysterium? I imagine it's going to be about as popular as something like a Magic the Gathering GP or something like that. Oh, this year it's Montreal. Wow. Thoroughly abroad. Okay. Yeah, a couple hundred people. That's cool. That's a decent turnout. Okay, inspection went fine. I guess this place is safe now. I'm heading back to the surface for more tools, football, and the holidays. Another missed playoffs. Oh well. Things are stressful here. 1 year to go for initial visitors, and it's beginning to show. However, Sutherland dropped by today. Nice woman. We had a nice talk. I assumed Sutherland must be a man, because I was picturing Donald Sutherland. Or his son, Kiefer. I'm helping out in the city now. Not much work to do in Teladan. Clean up here and there, maintain. I'm hoping for a certain location in the city. Maybe my helping will get me some leverage with Watson. I'm enjoying time with Sutherland anyway. More city work. Not much happening here. Nick managed to get me an extra Teladan book today. Good man. Shroomy is back! Wait, so you didn't kill Shroomy for parts? What? Got her. Time for a service trip with the important parts. I'll sink the rest. No, yeah, obviously not the same one. Oh! What a horrible person. You can't just trap a whale and then kill it for parts. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. I'm curious to know how many there are now. I think I'm going to try and schedule another trip in the next couple of months. Oh, you think he's a big game hunter? He mentions Africa. He does, and he mentioned that the hunt would be really interesting, but he's not sure about hunting people. Yeah, okay. Somehow I missed that. Oh dear. The trip was a success. Amazing. There are quite a few of these creatures all over. Perhaps a seasonal thing. Waters where I had been before. I found a pod of the creatures and a bigger one. I'm not sure, but there seemed to be young ones. The larger creature was absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it in all my days of hunting. I was actually a little frightened. The thing could have swallowed my boat whole. To take even a small portion home would be Gonna have to think this one through. Back to work here. I'm installing a gun of some kind down on the docks. It's a Deni mining instrument, I believe. Regardless of the DRC of all people, I want it set up. Strange. Gun is up, not working, but up. Laxman will have to get it working, or at least give it a shot. I see what you did there. Not familiar enough with this kind of Deni technology. Made you think of Jurassic Park 3, the one that had the hunter. That was number 2. That was Lost World. That was Pete Postlethwaite wanted a T-Rex. Buck only. Oh, did they recycle that? Plot point for Jurassic World? Did they? I don't know. I've not seen any of the new ones. No, I've seen the first of the new ones. I've seen Jurassic World, and I got really confused whether that was supposed to be in the same continuity as the first Jurassic Park or not, to be honest. Because, like, they kept making references to the first Jurassic Park, but they also kept saying things that were, like, in direct contradiction to things that had been, like, previously established in the previous movies. Incidentally, the hot take is online generally seems to be that Jurassic Park the movie is way better than the book. And whilst the movie is, of course, a masterpiece, I mean, Steven Spielberg just knocking it out the park. Steven Spielberg is like, he's like the Stephen King of movie making, right? Like, the two of them in their respective fields, they just knock it out the park, left, right and centre, every single year, it seems, don't they? I've long said that Stephen King... I do not understand how Stephen King doesn't have a Nobel Prize for Literature yet, because literally he'll just go and write books in totally different genres for a laugh and make them bestsellers anyway, right? Like Shawshank Redemption or Green Mile, not exactly his usual horror set in Maine kind of stories, but he'll just, writes a book a day, yeah. So I genuinely think, and I'm being 100% serious, I genuinely think that Stephen King not having a Nobel Prize for Literature yet is a bit of a snub, to be honest. But coming back to Jurassic Park, is the movie better than the book? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the movie is absolutely amazing, right? And considering it's a movie from like 1992, ridiculously holds up. The special effects are amazing. The book, however, is still really good. It's Michael Crichton, and Michael Crichton always appealed to me as an author because he inserts a lot of science into his science fiction books. And it's kind of... yeah, it's kind of nice. I particularly like the characterization of John Hammond? Richard Hammond. Hammond, the park owner in the book. Because in the film, Richard Attenborough portrays him as a little bit more of a sort of slightly incompetent grandfather-like character, right? I spare no expense except in the Department of like IT and security, and the fact that there's actually only like 12 people running this whole park and so on. So it's very much a kind of show don't tell, right? Like, but he's kind of a con man, isn't he? Right? And in a way, like, is it intended that he's a con man and Richard Attenborough is just a really good salesman, and he's kind of giving this sort of, oh, well, I'm just a grandfather that like loves his grandkids and stuff kind of vibes, and that's like part of his shtick? Or is he like genuinely just a little bit incompetent? In the book, it's not ambiguous. Like, Hammond is a con man in the books, essentially, right? He cuts corners and he knows he's doing it. Your favourite Crichton book is The Andromeda Strain. I've seen the movie for that one. I've not read it. Michael Crichton also, he did another one, didn't he? He was the one that did the Omega Man, wasn't he? Or was it called I Am Legend? The Charlton Heston movie was certainly called The Omega Man, and that was a good movie. Charlton Heston movies, I think, are great. The post-apocalyptic Charlton Heston movies. Obviously, Planet of the Apes being his most famous one. Okay, good break. Onwards. How many pages do you think this is? Well, the next diary starts in 2004, so at most it can only be another 2.5 years worth of entries. More city work and less Teladan work. Did clean up the cages and the larger mushroom. Took out some crates and moved them upstairs. I think another surface trip is in order. Marie wants to go up as well. Oh no, don't worry about derailing things. I've long said that these are more just chatting streams where we happen to play video games. A little longer than I had expected for obvious reasons. Horrible tragedy. I'm happy to have Deni, a distraction of sorts. Interesting. What obvious reasons transpired between this is American date system, so that's July and that's October. Check the date of that entry. Yeah, no, indeed. There's a bit of a gap. Should the date of this entry be familiar to us? Oh, right. Okay. Oh, it's referencing a real life event. Oh, I see. Yes. Interesting. Fair enough. Okay. Cool. I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting this to make reference to actual current events in the world. I brought down a fish tank. At least the first part. Do you know what? Having said that, right? Okay, yeah. Having a 9/11 reference in a Myst game was definitely not on my 2024 bingo card, so there we go. The sports stuff earlier was also real-life references. Yeah, that seems a little bit different, though, in a way, right? Because it's kind of like, oh yeah, we're tying it into the real world and we want to make it clear that this guy is actually from Earth. But yeah, like, is he going to start talking about like the upcoming election results and stuff? Where do you get this bingo card you speak of? I don't know. Maybe someone in the Discord can make some bingo cards for the stream. I brought down a fish tank. At least the first part. I can learn more about these flappers. I can get some young ones and some water from the lake. We'll see. The stress level is rising rapidly. Only a few months out and they're planning on bringing down some visitors. They are cleaning up a neighborhood for a group of new people. Interesting. Victor found some kind of communication device this week. AKI, they are calling it. Very interesting device, I have to admit. Victor does seem to know his stuff at least. Talk to Engberg about a building in the city that I'd like to have. We'll see. Victor can't get to the gun for a long time. In fact, DLC wants the whole thing taken out now. Fine by me. Found another new book today, perhaps. I have my city location now. Great view as well. I'm moving some things there a little more out of the way. Glad I bought the more expensive fish tank now. But that's interesting because we know that his fish tank ends up back in... Or, well, no, this is his office, right? So this is his room in Deni. Received a report from the surface. Patriots aren't doing well and I don't think I'm going home this holiday. I'll help here. Teladan seems stable, but Kadama has asked me to look at a different age and help them out. Sounds like an interesting place. Anone or something. Why not? Strange place, needs lots of work, but it's been good. I think I'm heading up to the surface. Watson had recommended we go up. Marie is joining me again. Wasn't supposed to be gone this long. But who would have thought the Patriots would win the Super Bowl? Oh no! So did he miss it? What? Hang on. The Patriots aren't doing well, so he's not going to go home. Oh no, hang on. This is now February 02. Okay. I don't think Watson is very pleased, but too bad. Visitors are down and I wasn't here to see them. The DRC wants me to go through Teladan again. Although I'm not sure why. This place has been cleaned up for months. Typical of them. I should know better by now. New shroomy creature seems pretty happy here. Runs when the machinery comes on, but usually returns. I usually have the gate down. This might be important, because we've turned on the machines, right? If we turn them off, we won't have power. But is the whale important? Maybe. KIs are working great. Pretty amazing devices. Haven't met any new visitors. Watson says he doesn't want me to. Typical bureaucratic nonsense. They are ready to open up the island. I have to admit I'm pretty excited about watching these people visit. I'd love for them to come to Teladan. But the DRC insists it's not ready. Not sure what more they want. A new group of visitors are coming. The DRC is really hyping this one. Authorized explorers. Enjoyed talking to Robin and Rand again. Nice guys. Hadn't seen them in a long time. The new authorized explorers seem to be enjoying themselves. Fun. Wait. Okay. Pause. The non-violent hunt for her was certainly a big thing in Live. Interesting. In the URU continuity, does the video game Myst exist? Because, yes, right. So Robin and Rand wrote Myst and Riven as video games in the real world, and these are dramatic reconstructions of the real in-universe history? Right, Cyan made the games based on the journals that they found in URU. How did Robin and Rand find the cleft? Were Robin and Rand the first two to find the cleft then, in this continuity? And even more importantly, when you ask them about this in character, do they respond in character as if these events actually happened? They didn't. Jeff Zandy did. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. When you visited URU for the first time... Right, okay. So Zandy, yeah, he's the guy... the Airstream is the caravan, isn't it? Yeah. DRC was created. Cyan got connected to them, made the Myst games. No, that's a different Zandy. Oh, interesting. Okay. Funny, DRC posts that restoration efforts will be given top priority this month. More meetings and more inspections when the age has been ready for months. If it makes them feel better, they did acknowledge that I found the book. I wasn't expecting that. On an even funnier note, all meetings are being held in the Tokotar now. I couldn't have asked for much more. So they made that public. Shroomy was in here and I had to make up some reason to postpone the trip. If they'd seen the equipment and such, in fact, it's time to get rid of some of this. If the DRC had come here today, could have been bad. Phase 5 approval. What's that even mean? Simpson told me about a pretty strange stone, so I tried it out. I want it myself. I think I'll keep it here. Don't really care what the DRC thinks of that either. Stone is gone, vanished right out of my office. Where's Simpson? Got the stone back again. Simpson claims it was back where he found it. Regardless, this time I'm keeping it in a more secure location. Now Phase 5 approval. I've been so angry this past month, I've been ready to throw in the towel and head back up. It's utterly ridiculous what they are doing. The safety requirements they are putting out. Somebody had better do something before we have all-out government down here. Although these threads on the forums may be something, the DRC in secret is suspecting Zandy. This could get fun. Stone has gone again. How? Right, okay. So someone's been putting something up on the forums and the DLC is suspecting that's Zandy doing that. Last time with the stone, I'm trying a more secure location. Gone again. I have the stone one more time. Simpson says he can't take it again, so I'm trying one more thing. Gut feeling about these creatures. Watching people here has been fun. Maybe it's all been worth it. Stone hasn't gone anywhere this time. I think they're afraid of the hanging rocks. Interesting. Surprise, Rebek was shelved. I saw this one months ago. This is wild. They are flipping out over there with these Zandy breaches. Hilarious. I love it. Of course they haven't mentioned a thing to me yet. I'm sure they don't plan on it. Big meeting this weekend for the DRC. They don't know what to do about Zandy and it's driving them nuts. They think it's only going to get worse. I hope so. Kodama wants to bet on surface games now. Who would have thought? But I'll take his money. On a more adventurous note, Nick got us into Rebek today. Amazing. I'd love to spend more time there, but we had to hurry. He tells me there is a new age as well with creatures. I'd love to get there, but I doubt it will happen. The DRC is sick to their stomach with this Zandy stuff. I'm on his side, but I hope this doesn't make things worse. Interesting. Oh, they're explaining the Riven remake by saying they now know more about that part of the story, so they're adding more details to it. I love it. I love it. I'm really hoping that we do get some more areas, some new puzzles and things, right? As like, you know, a little bit of extra content. By the way, Zandy's voice actor was David Ogden Steers, Winchester from MASH. Cool. This is talking about the closed beta and then the prologue, how we got to Deni. I posted a summary of it in the Discord. Oh, interesting. Wait. So this is Zandy's posts on the forum are referencing the closed beta of URU, the video game, but as if it was a real place. Okay. Zandy is getting them on his side. I wish I could describe Kodama. Wow, I love it. I did see his sign on the surface. No one ever seemed to notice it though. I guess he's making them. Marie has lost it. A t-shirt? I agree with Kodama on that one. Zandy's post was an alternate reality game that we had to solve to get access to the beta. Ah, I see. Kodama is taking money from me and it's driving me crazy. If I wasn't watching his veins burst in those meetings, I'd be much more angry. It's worth it though. Well, Zandy's unstoppable now. He's going to bring people down and they can't stop him. It is funny, but it's also more work. I want this to work for everyone, so I'm helping out more where I can. Still hoping for leverage on that structure I've been wanting for a few years now anyway. This Zandy stuff is great. I do think the DRC is going to be ready for them, but still, more power to him. Amazingly, no one's officially talked to me yet from the DRC. Looks like URU it is now, thanks to Zandy again. Christmas Eve in Teladan. If I imagine hard enough, the spores look like Northeast Christmas. Not really, I think I'm heading back for the playoffs and New Year. No playoffs, but still a good new year. This could be a fun year for Deni. Also brought down some more fish tank pieces this trip. I think it's about ready if I get a chance to work on it. Should be interesting to watch Zandy and the DRC as well. I'll be anxious to see who gets the power here. Looks like they're trying to get the upper hand, explain the Zandy story and be upfront about it. Watson had to convince some of his members of that one, believe me, but probably smart. Ages are being approved, visitors are coming down. I'm losing time to write journals. Closing, opening. I don't understand the idea, but the DRC is definitely trying to get ready for the new arrivals. Another large group just came down and it seems as though things are going fairly smooth. I've heard them talking recently about a house out on the island. They are beginning initial restoration, but I've got to find a way on that. Nick says the place is amazing. He's read some histories and the stories go on and on and on way back. I'm going to talk to Watson now. There are rumours of a Deni survivor going around here. The DRC is keeping it low key, but it seems pretty reliable. Obviously I'll be the last to hear of it, but I've got to find a way to meet him as soon as possible. That Deni survivor could be Yisha, I suppose. Funny, seems like a lot less people are in the city nowadays. DRC is talking quite a bit about visitors' access to ages that they've not approved. They're a little irritated, to say the least, and are trying to figure out a way that they can control it. I don't think they can. Interesting. Finally got the gun up and working. Laxman is getting better every day. The guy's a genius. Watson stopped by as well to see it working, although he seems more concerned with me getting up the scrap than the gun itself, cleaning up the scrap. Typical DRC. All of this meta stuff is why URU is my second favourite entry. They tie it together in a nice way, but that's just your nostalgic opinion. Not Yisha. You read about this earlier on one of the papers, the survivor they found on Nolaben. Okay. Out of the blue, Sonia Michaels has contacted me. Old friend from the surface working for some paper up in Maine. Says she's coming down for a long period, wants to write. On a more typical note, Watson came by a few days ago asking me to name the wildlife here. They aren't finding the names that Deni used for a lot of the animals. I don't think he really appreciated shroomy and flappers. Anyway, I named the birds here Bugaros. I think some part of that Deni for big, that's what Nick said. At least, big bug. Wonder how they'll like that. Just returned from a short surface trip. Went to last week's Patriots game in Philadelphia. Excellent game, what they needed after that miserable performance in first week. And another win yesterday. Travis managed to meet me in Philadelphia and brought me little Travis down with him. It was good to see them both. This would be like me constantly referencing recent Formula 1 races. It's like, oh yes, Monaco last week. It was an interesting tactical fight between George Russell and Charles Leclerc. Sonia seems to like it down here. In fact, it looks as though she'll be staying for a while, longer than she'd thought, and maybe working for the DRC in a similar role as Simpson. Fine with me. Another inside scoop never hurts. Going to try and get a pub down here. DRC has apparently made long-term plans to open up a new section of the city, and there is a spot I'd love to have as my own. Time to start being nice again and seeing if I can get it. It looks like this is actually going to happen. Major preparations are underway to open the place up. The arguments for not doing it have been pushed under for now, and it's going to happen. When the hordes come, I've got to get out and meet them, talk to them. It's an opportunity to establish myself I won't have later. The pub is looking good, very good. The RC has no idea the books were ever there. Good work, Nick. And it looks as though they're going to let me have it. I'd love to turn it into something to show off my favourite trophies. Wouldn't be bad to open it up for others as well. Have to think about that more. Can't get to a game right now and it's killing me. Too much going on down here, but I will be there for the playoffs. Talked to Travis again today and we're going wherever it is. Although at this point I'm planning Boston. This is when they let everyone into the online version. Yeah, the big release. Which presumably is why there's separate diary for the pre-2004 and the post-2004. It's official. The pub in Jatari is mine. Time to celebrate. Time to prove Kodama wrong. People are coming down from all over. And I have to say they're good people, smart people. See right through the DRC in their games. At least most of them do. Definitely will be sides at some point. A few of the visitors in particular have impressed me. Dusante, Tweak, Lucas and others. Need to start writing down names, don't want to forget them. That is a prompt to the player, not to himself. We've had around about 8 different characters introduced throughout the course of this journal. Are we going to need to write down a little, Forgotten City style tree of relationships? These are all players. Really? Okay. Engberg has been odd lately. I've heard it from many of the visitors and seen it myself as well. Pressure must be getting to him. Little does he know, it's only making the DRC look worse. Patriots win again. No surprise anymore. Bad time to be stuck down here, but these are critical times. Can't go to the surface now. This could be going very well. Spoke with a Brian Floka and Duskin Datri, strange name. Tonight I could see them as eventual leaders. Engberg is whining again. Not good. They've called a meeting. This better not mean the pub is gone. Excellent talk with Brian tonight. Good man. What is with this Phil character? The man is disturbing yet intriguing. I was able to talk to him last night for a while in chemo. He's probably just crazy, but if they will listen to him, he could be very useful. More people need to hear him. He's agreed to meet with me again. This could be just what I needed. Sounds like it may have been one of the best games all year. I may not have a choice but to make a surface trip for the Jaguar game on my birthday. Have to see how things are progressing down here. DRC is obviously aware of Phil, as they should be. I have to say I'm happy to have the distraction. I haven't heard anything about Engberg's call for a meeting recently. Good timing. Phil, what perfect timing. The things he showed me this weekend are beyond anything I could have expected. I may have bought into the DRC propaganda myself. Not again. The DRC knows so little of the power of Deni, it's almost funny. Yisha is the key. With her, there is strength. It's either Yisha or the DRC. That needs to be the message, and Phil will help me in speaking it. They will listen to him. Okay, a few more pages. Didn't think I would be able to forget about what was happening down here, but sitting in the snow watching Poole run that interception back. This seems as good as I've seen them. I can't wait for the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, when when Mika Hakkinen overtook Michael Schumacher on the run-up to Eau Rouge. It was amazing. Being back on the surface cemented my decision. I'll be coming back for Christmas. In the meantime, I think I'm coming down to cut a tree on my Relto and decorate it for the office here. Relto? Relto's the name of our hub world. When he says my Relto, does everyone have their own Relto? It would kind of make sense if everyone had their own hub world, I suppose. Need to find Phil today, haven't met with him in a while, and that's never good, even if the game was worth it. Ah yes, everyone has their own Relto, that's cool. They've gone too far this time, the nerve of these people, the war has started. They cannot simply take Phil away with no reason and not expect consequences. Man, this guy was gassed for Phil. I mean, everyone needs to stand for Phil, right? I've given them consequences and now it seems they'll give me a taste of my own medicine. Kodama seems to have started the ball rolling. I fully expect this sort of reaction. I just hope I have enough people on my side when I need them. What a holiday. Though things down here are a complete mess, at least the service is going well. Patriots won again, was able to spend time with Megan, Sean and Brian, took him to the game, although down here it seems as though my credibility and respect has taken a downturn. Well, yeah, if things are really kicking off, it's probably not a great time to be taking a holiday, to be honest. Phil has apparently been killed, or at least that is what the DRC is saying. I'm not sure whether to believe them or not, but the evidence is not good. I've seen the pile myself. Watson has left for the surface, too upset to stay. Laxman and Kadama are taking a role. The city has been closed again. I'm losing my fight for this whole mess. It's too much, and the people here seem to care little. It might not be worth it. Players were protesting against the DRC at that time. What? As in, the players of the game were... But the DRC were basically like the mods of the game, right? Playoffs in 2 weeks, at least I have that to look forward to. It's been quite a year, especially recently. I have to say I never planned things to go this way, although looking back it may be for the best. Watson has left. Somewhere Laxman and Kadama seem to be running things, which for the moment is definitely good. At least they're moving somewhere. Though I may not always agree with them, I like their drive. I'm thinking about giving it a little more time and seeing if I can get my pub back. I've been keeping quiet lately on purpose, letting things run their course. I may have become a little too aggressive and I don't think I was helping myself. We'll see if I can't do things better this year. Still planning on heading up to the surface next week. Make the playoff trip a little longer than just a weekend. Though this baby isn't quite full, it seems a good time to start a new journal. So this is it, my last entry for this book. 6 years in the making. Hard to believe. Wow. Douglas Sharper. Fair enough. Metaspeak, come on Cyan, open up more ages. Wow. But they can only open them up as fast as they can build them, surely. Well, my friends, that is going to be all we have time for today's stream. Next time out, we're going to be starting with Douglas Sharper's book, starting in 2004. What kind of disagreements lay in the future for the players of URU Online? We will find out next time. If you're watching on YouTube in the future, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now. Okay, for those of us who are live on Twitch, thank you all very much for coming along to the second